Entrepreneurship is bold, it is for the brave, and it is freaking beautiful, fam. Topics and discussions that I really believe are going to shift you from the inside. The very layered love-hate relationship that many of us have, doing what you love, building out the things that you love. People starting their businesses and learning how to make money in different ways. I can't unlearn what I feel like I've just learned. But I do truly believe that entrepreneurship is so rewarding. You are the CEO, the employee, the boss, you are all of it. Wow. I am able to leave my job for 2 weeks and travel to Bali and actually not work at this time and just live life. Welcome back to the Made for More show. I'm your host, Tal. And today, you guys, we are diving right in. We're going to talk about the topic, what I feel is the very layered love-hate relationship that many of us have, which is entrepreneurship. Now, entrepreneurship, you guys, it is not for the faint-hearted, but truly for the brave-hearted. And why do you ultimately want to listen to this episode, okay? Especially if you are an entrepreneur or an inspiring entrepreneur to be. Topics and discussions that I really believe are going to shift you from the inside out. Leaving every single episode questioning, thinking, maybe being slightly triggered, but ultimately activating you into asking yourself, is this the life that I want to be living? Is there room for me to move differently, to think differently? And if that is what MFM is doing for you so far, head on over to the Made for More Instagram show. Let me know what you're getting out of these episodes so far. You can also find me on my personal page, Talia W. DiGiulio, because I love connecting with you guys. Connection and communication is one of my highest values. So drop me a message. I'd love to know where you're tuning in from the world and what you're getting out of the show so far. So I want to take a moment right now and give a massive shout out to every woman, man, mum, dad, couple, or your everyday soul who has deep dived into building something of their own. Entrepreneurship is bold, it is for the brave, and it is freaking beautiful, fam. So let's dive right into this episode. I'm going to share with you guys ultimately, first and foremost, my journey with becoming an entrepreneur, what that looked like, how I really stumbled in it by accident. And if you are an entrepreneur right now or have that desire to be one, it has been placed in your heart for a reason. It is not there by accident. You are a soul guiding a different way. You are here to lead, to serve, and to ultimately shift what can be possible in our world today. And I want to say that again. If you are an entrepreneur, you know that it can often be a lonely road. It can be a tough road. There is nobody really behind you tooting your horn, telling you to clock into work, asking you to put in the hours. You are the CEO, the employee, the boss. You are all of it. But on the other side of that, it is liberating. It is freedom. It is knowing that you get to wake up every single day doing what you love, building out the things that you love. And so today I'm going to take you guys on my personal journey. It started for me 7 years ago now, 8 years ago actually, where I remember I heard about this kind of, world or term of being an entrepreneur. If you guys listened to episode 1, you would have heard me say that one of my complete transformative, shifts in my life was attending a Tony Robbins seminar. And I think I might have been 20 at that time, 2021. And I remember leaving his seminar, not just about, wow, there are so many people in the world creating and innovating and trailblazers and visionaries and people starting their businesses and learning how to make money in different ways. But the one thing I remember about his seminar, big shout out, Tony, was his energy. I remember thinking, what would it feel like if I got to wake up every single day and work for myself, build out my dream, build out my visions, not have to report to somebody else, disruptor over here, but ultimately, stand the grounds of building something that could be really special in the world today. And my path took a bit of a direction. I am going to talk to you guys about that very briefly, at how I was able to really leverage companies and tools and offers that ultimately sent me on a path of entrepreneurship that allowed me to find my way so much more deeper and much more in my purpose, i.e., leading my retreats today, working with women on the grass, on the grounds, transforming them from the inside out. And of course, most recently, this podcast. So let's dive right into it, yeah? Let's go all the way back to early 20s in my journey, in my story, where I had returned back from LA where I was living. And I came back to Australia, and I remember then stumbling upon a network marketing company. Now, this is not the network marketing company that I'm proudly partnered with today. It was a company about 8-9 years ago that were essentially on the foundations of, making shakes and supplements and teas. And I absolutely adored this company, especially from the side of my health. It really supported my health and my journey there with my skin and my weight and how I felt in my body. But the shift for me was this conversation that I had one day with, at the time, actually, my auntie was in this company, but also another girlfriend that was doing the company at the time. And she said to me, Tal, I quit my 9-to-5 job last week, and I'm, making kind of small, not a lot, but passive income right now. I was like, tell me more. And it was that moment, right, guys? When you've had that moment where it might have been a conversation with a friend or a partner or a stranger even, and it was like an expanding moment for you, like a permission slip for you to want to know more. And that was it. It was like my soul had always known it, but that one conversation of her saying she had quit her job, she was making passive income, she was connected with health. At the root, the values were health. I was like, wow, I need to dive into this world. And that world for me kind of lasted 2 odd years where I kind of went down a path of learning outside a world that was not my 9-to-5 job. I was learning about a world that was building something on their own terms. And in the beginning, it was, dare I say, kind of challenging and triggering at the same time, because I had just spent 25, 26 years of my life working for somebody else, clocking in these hours, trading my time for money and getting a paycheck at the end of that fortnight or the end of that month. And I almost was upset, right? I was like, how have I gone this long not really knowing about entrepreneurship? And now, guys, we've got 16-year-olds on TikTok. We've got, 20-year-old mothers, at the front end of this. But for me at the time where I was diving into entrepreneurship and I think learning about the online space, whether it's drop shipping, e-commerce, building out a marketing agency, partnering with a network marketing company, or building your products from the ground up, it was really a time where it was just, starting to see through. And I remember landing on something really special. I remember feeling it in my heart and being like, I can't go back. I can't unlearn what I feel like I've just learned. And imagine if I could, because this was the vision, right? Imagine if I could do something long enough, build out something long enough that I could actually live a life of service and impact and income in a way that feels really good to me. And that is ultimately how I would define entrepreneurship. If you are somebody that desires or is currently an entrepreneur, it's because you are a disruptor. You are a trailblazer. You're an innovator. You are somebody that knows that you get to live life a different way. Now, I'm not going to say today that it is easy. Dare I say, entrepreneurship in moments have felt harder than my 9-to-5 job. There was nobody there telling me what to do. There was nobody there following up my work. There was nobody kind of pushing me. I had to be my own backbone. But I do truly believe that entrepreneurship is so rewarding, and the journey that it takes you on, the people that you meet, gosh, that is a conversation for another time. But the people that you meet, the community that you start to surround yourself with offline and online, your whole world changes. And mine changed 2017. I remember it like it was yesterday. I deep dived into that company at the time. I started making a little bit of passive income. And I remember booking my first trip to Bali. It was the middle of 2018. I was with this company at the time and I caught wind, right? I was like, wow, I am able to leave my job for 2 weeks and travel to Bali and actually not work at this time. and just live life. And just live presently, beautifully with this like extra kind of passive money that I was making. And I remember being here in Bali, which is crazy. This is now 7-8 years ago, right, guys? But I remember being in Bali. I remember going to this event down in Canggu. I remember meeting and connecting with other entrepreneurs from all walks of life, from all around the world, sharing all of their different stories and different products that they were working with, different businesses that they were creating. And I was like, this is it. Like, we are in a time where becoming an entrepreneur is going to be the next thing. And dare I say, that's exactly what happened. I would say from the years 2018, pre-COVID, to now post-COVID, 2025, years on, you know, it's almost kind of the next glorious thing, the next easy thing, I say. And I always want to paint and talk about the shadow side of every topic I talk about. And I think the shadow side of entrepreneurship today, you guys, is a lot of people think it's easy. A lot of people think, yeah, you know, that's the thing to do because everyone's doing it. But what no one talks about is the discipline it takes. What no one talks about is the consistency that is required when you want to be an entrepreneur, right? It's the day in, day out, showing up for the vision, showing up for the dream, putting in the effort, putting in the hard yards. And yes, what comes with that is the travel or living a life by design or all the things, but it's the stuff that people don't see behind closed doors. And for me personally, I remember coming back from that Bali trip. I quit my job, which you guys heard in the first episode. I quit my fitness instructing job. I booked a one-way ticket to Bali at the end of that year, and I never left. And I remember deep diving into my now partnered company that I'm now with today. I absolutely adore them. And I'm going to give a massive, massive shout out to the incredible company that is Anagic. I'm partnered with an amazing, beautiful Japanese company that essentially stem on the foundations of water technology, you guys. And I've been with this company now for 6 years. And this was not just a decision that I made logically. It was a decision that I felt spiritually. It was a connection in my heart that I knew I had to walk down this path. I knew this company, their products, and their community were going to be lighting the way for humanity today. And I was not wrong. It has been such a joy. Today, in the last 6 to 7 years, you guys, I have become a full-blown entrepreneur through, parenthood, through becoming a mother, through living overseas. It has been the one thing that I've been so proud in becoming, but it has been the one thing that has been the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. And as I said earlier, guys, I would do it all over again for, the life that it has given me. So as I said, I take you on the journey. 6 to 7 years I've been partnered with this company. And throughout this time, I have learnt, I have met the greatest people. I've understood marketing. I've understood sales. I've understood, high ticket products or low ticket products. I've understood everything from communication, from, building out funnels and webinars. Although that is not my genius, and although there are moments and seasons in your life of becoming an entrepreneur, where you got to wear all the hats, guys, right? There was a point in my entrepreneurship journey where I was the marketing girl. I was the sales girl. I was the social media girl. I was doing my personal brand. I was doing it all, right? The reason I truly believe entrepreneurship is so beautiful is that you can constantly learn the things that you're not so great at, but really lean into the things that you're great at. And for me personally, becoming an entrepreneur taught me what I'm good at and what I'm not good at. I've learned today that my jam is connection. My jam is communication. My jam is storytelling. My jam is really allowing and having people know why they want to create their vision, their dream life. Really enrolling people into their why, into their vision, and building something from that place. But I'm not the tech girl. I'm not the strategy girl. I've never been, and dare I say, I never will be. And that's okay, right? That's okay. And that's what I've loved about being an entrepreneur. No one could have told me in my 9 to 5, what I was going to learn about myself that was going to make me a better human, a better partner, a better mom, right? And I feel like being an entrepreneur is so deeply connected to all the roles that you play in life today. So I wouldn't trade it for a thing. I've been so grateful to go on this journey, been so grateful for all of my women, my sisters, my men in my business. I see you. I love you. It has been such a journey to go on a radically responsible, honest journey of my own, call myself forward, take a mirror up and look at where I needed to do better, where I needed to shed the layers, where I needed to coach and guide myself into my own self-mastery. And innately today, because of this journey of entrepreneurship, I now hold the responsibility, the beautiful responsibility, but I now hold the blessings and the guidance and the responsibility of mentoring hundreds of people across the world into bettering themselves and their skill set and their visions. And that would not happen if there wasn't a niggle of diving into becoming an entrepreneur. So my journey has been wild. It's been beautiful. For anyone that is looking to dive into the world of entrepreneurship, shameless plug right now, there are 3 things that I want to talk about for me personally that really helped in the beginning. It was partnering with a company and a platform and tools that were already done for me. For me personally, I was not somebody that wanted to build something from the ground up. I really wanted to partner with something that was already established so that I could leverage these tools, these offers, these products, and also me become the best version of myself. So I would say step 1, if you're wanting to start out in entrepreneurship, get in and amongst something that is already relatively built out. Okay. Step 2, you do not have to journey alone. They say solopreneurship is really not the way. Entrepreneurship, right, is the way. It's getting in and amongst other people that are on the journey with you. And if that is partnering with a company or a community or a product that, allows you to not go on that journey alone, definitely do that. And then the third thing is mentorship, you guys. Okay. So I really do feel like my journey of becoming an entrepreneur was so much more expansive and activating and not so lonely because I got myself into mentorships. I got myself in and amongst 5, 6, 7, 8-figure earners of women and men that were out there doing the thing. They were paving the way before me. And ultimately, I could learn from these people. So I wasn't, behind my laptop, in my studio apartment, on my phone, in this kind of dark space on my own, doing it all. And I think there's something truly to be said for that, where there's the entrepreneur that goes the distance, you're in it for the long haul, or you're one that kind of starts out, but you lose sight. You veer off track. And I think the ones that veer off track are the ones that don't have the community and the mentorship. So those would be my 3 deep dives into what it looks like if you're starting out as an entrepreneur. Get in and amongst a community with an established product company that will allow you to be in some sort of mentorship. And then where your journey takes you is completely up to you. But for me personally, starting out as an entrepreneur, this was game changer for me. And if you're listening to this podcast episode right now and you're feeling the niggle to connect with me in that light, yes, I have my podcast, but I also have and hold my office today, you guys. I absolutely love working with my women and men one-on-one. I absolutely love enrolling people into my products and offers today, where you can start out an online business, learn about high ticket sales, build something on your own terms from a place of service, impact, and income. And if you're really somebody that wants to be in the depths of my energy and my realms, I have a retreat coming up at the end of this year in November, right here in Bali in Indonesia. All you need to do is reach out to me and know more about that. But the reason I bring that up, you guys, is I wish I had known this in the beginning. I wish I had known that if you want to become an entrepreneur, you don't have to do it alone. You can actually go the distance with people just like you. And when I found my tribe in this, I was like, I'm home, right? I'm home. And so if I feel like that person to you, then don't be a stranger, reach out. I'd love to connect with you on a discovery call and we can get connected more in that way. Okay, you guys. So as I close out, I want to leave you with this. If you are an aspiring entrepreneur or an already entrepreneur, I see you. You're doing such good work. It is not an easy road. It is a courageous road. It's not one for the faint-hearted, but it is one for those willing to walk one foot in front of the other and pave a path for humanity today where we get to live a more grander, beautiful, more evolved, a bigger dreaming kind of world. And I think that I know that not everyone can be an entrepreneur, right? We need the janitors, we need the teachers, we need the people, this is how the world functions. But if that entrepreneurship niggle is strong on your heart and you're not listening, I want to be a permission slip for you. Maybe this episode was that for you, of lean in. Find somebody that you align with. Find somebody that you connect with, that holds your values, your vision, that you see yourself in. Whether that's me or somebody else out there today, online, offline, whatever conversation it is, lean in, my love. You are courageous and you are so worthy of going on this entrepreneurship path. If you found value in today's episode or you want to know more about my entrepreneurship journey, the offers, the programs, the community that I'm partnered with today, just drop me a message or drop a comment wherever you're listening to this episode, because this is really something that I'm passionate about. And it is something that I want to be a permission slip for so many more of you, because I really, truly was just your average creative with no degree, no diploma, no experience in any way, that just kind of decided to go for it. I had expanders and people that went before me, and I thought, if for them, why not for me? So I love you guys, and remember that you are made for more. And if that is entrepreneurship today, I see you, I love you. Start the business, start the product, start the job, start the new creative idea. Whatever that looks like for you, you've got this, my love. You are made for more. And until next time, I love you. I'll speak to you soon.